Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Komorebi live programming video. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. Honestly, I have not done any development on Komorebi, I think, for over a month, so this should be interesting, seeing what it's like getting back into a big old code base after a significant break. So today I thought we would tackle this issue. So Gamaliel Masters, I hope I pronounced that right, shared this issue on the GitHub repo. This person was looking to configure the monitor index preference in the JSON file, and they correctly noted that this is not currently possible to do. So a little bit of background on this. The monitor index preference command was introduced to try and keep the indexes of each physical monitor consistent across I guess hot plugging and unplugging of monitors, which happens quite often for people who use a laptop, which they dock into, I don't know, some sort of USB-C hub or whatever, which powers their other monitors. So every time you disconnect and reconnect, Windows will assign a completely random monitor index to that monitor. So yeah, if you can specify a monitor index preference based on the dimensions of that monitor, there's a better chance that Komorebi will function in a more sane / reliable way than just Windows when dealing with disconnections and reconnections of monitors. So I guess the first thing that we can do is, oh man, I need this in the middle. Let me pull up, it's always very awkward for me to work when I set the DPI to 150 for the videos, because it is just not what I'm used to and I lose so much screen real estate. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And well, I guess we can do a git pull. I think there's probably some dependabot stuff that's been pulled in. Yeah, it's cool. So let's just run check on that. And while we're doing that, let's see if we can find the monitor index preference command. So monitor index preference. So when you run the Komorebi C command, monitor index preference, this is the handler that gets called. And so this is stored in a global variable. I guess it's going to take a minute. There we go. Which is a hash map of an unsigned size integer and a rect object, which has a left, a top, a right, and a bottom. It's a Win32 rect. So why don't we take a look at the static config file, because what we want, right? Let me get my own komorebi.json file up here on the left. So what we want is basically to be able to add monitor index preferences, and that will be a, what will that be? That will be a JSON object. Which will take a stringified integer, and that will take a rect left one, I don't know, it'll be like this, right? That's kind of what we want. So let's get rid of that so I don't mess up my own config. So we have monitor index preferences here. So if we go to the static config, actually even before that, why don't we see how the static config is loaded? Static config, static config. All right. So we do a preload and a post load. I'm not sure what is being done where. So it looks like the globals are being set in the preload, which is before all of the current desktop state has been read to create the initial window manager object. And this seems to be its own function, which is a self, which is, I think, an instance of static config. So let's go and have a look at that. That is right. So, okay, this is where we're doing all of that stuff, and then we're doing the float identifiers, app-specific configuration. All right, okay. So I think that maybe just before... Actually, why don't we do this as like the first thing? If let's monitor index preferences equals self. Oh, I need to add it to the struct. Monitor index preferences is gonna be... Oh wait, what am I doing? Where is the struct definition? Here we go. Is there anything else that takes a hash map in the config? I think that's the hardest thing about coming back to a code base, is just trying to figure out the data structures again. Alright, so we got a monitor config there, workspace config. So I think we're going to need to make our own. You know what? Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Okay. So we'll go here to the static config. We'll add at the bottom set monitor index preferences. Monitor index preferences. This is going to be an optional hash map of usize and rect. I hope that is allowed. Yep, that is allowed. My CPU is just showing its age. And so then when we instantiate, wait. From window manager for static config. I think we can do this. Is gonna be oof. All right, so this might be monitor index preferences dot lock, and we want a pointer inside, and I think we want to wrap that in an option. You know what? It'd be good if we can get bacon. Do I not have bacon? Let's see if we can install it. Cannot move. So why don't we clone that? Huh. That's weird. Rust cargo bacon. Is it am I gonna have to cargo install this? Yeah. Why not? Alright, so all that's installing and building. Let's run a check here. I'm sure there are bits that we have missed. So we'll have type hash map rect usize cannot be dereferenced. What about this? Alright, that seems to work. I trust the compiler. We trust in the compiler. Okay, so when we're applying globals, okay, we've got this now. So ifs, we have the monitor index preferences on the self. We'll do something like this. Monitor index preferences, we want a mutable reference to that. Monitor index preferences. Why is self unhappy? Cannot move. Alright, we'll do that, and then we'll clone this. Alright, so yeah, we take a reference to the hash map because that doesn't, I guess it doesn't implement copy. And then we clone that reference and assign it to our global. Go check again. Okay, that looks legit. All right, let's see if we can get bacon running here. Very nice. Okay, so we have now done that. Ooh, do not like. It's a real pet peeve of mine when I see imports formatted like this. I like having them on a single line so that, oh my god, what the hell is all this? All right, I guess I have to see what's, oh my god. It's like I don't I don't use Rust for a month and then all of these new things. Oh my god. That's in the nursery, so I don't think I want to enforce significant drop tightening. So clippy, significant drop tightening. No, thank you. Because I don't even know if that's going to make it out of the nursery, right? Temporary with significant drop in match scrutiny will live until the end of the match expression. I think that's another new one. Significant drop in can't spell. Scrutiny. Also in the nursery, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Function has too many lines. I mean, I try to avoid this where I can, but I can't really avoid this right now. So I'm going to add an allow for this. Flippy, too many lines. Okay, cool. How's that looking? Alright, so I'm gonna stop Komorebi here, and I'm gonna install these latest changes. So I guess what I want to try is first of all exporting. I need to export a new version of the schema.json file, and there's a Komorebi command that does that for us. Damn, my OBS is also giving me encoder overloading warnings. I don't know. I need to upgrade it at some point soon. When I built this computer, it felt like so fast. I mean, it's still pretty fast, but especially since I've started recording, streaming, all of that stuff, it feels like it's not quite cutting it, and it leaves like artifacts when I have the screen. I wonder if part of it is down to using NVIDIA broadcast effects as well. Like maybe I just need to hook up a DSLR or a mirrorless camera and just have that going, you know? Maybe that's a weekend project, because the main reason I have this on is for the bokeh and like preserving the privacy of everything behind. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the added load on the GPU. It just doesn't even perform well either, you know? Alright, so Komorebi C generate config schema. Static config schema, sorry. Where is that going to be generated? Huh. Oh, because Komorebi is not running. Okay, that makes sense. So config is it profile? I don't know what it is. All right, C users LGU Komorebi.json. All right, cool. Let's dump out that schema. Copy said schema and paste it here and see what the diff looks like. Let's see. Oh, I don't have my git aliases. Git diff head schema.json. All right, and we already have rect defined. Cool. So now and actually I probably need to go back here and figure out where that commit was first made so I have additional context. Index pref. Right, let's go to the blame. Find the commit. That's the linked issue. Based on the size of a display. All right, so actually, why don't I first look up the sizes that I have for my monitors? I have 2 monitors. Where are we? Okay, so this is the one, right? The size. So I have 0, 0, 3840, 1, 600. And yeah, it's the size, not the work area size. Do you have a scratch pad for me? A scratch file? Dude, just like plain text is fine. Ah, not all of that. I just want this. And the one, you know what? This is so much easier. Elements, second, size. Oh, but I can't. I just can't win. I just cannot win. Okay. Monitor display number 2. Cool. Let's paste that in here. God. Right. Finally. So, right, that was what we wanted to add, right? So maybe just before monitors. Maybe we want to add it just before monitors. So we're going to have monitor index preferences. So for monitor index 0, we want to have left 0 top 0 right 3840 bottom 1600, and then monitor index 1. There we go. It's gonna be left 3840. Right is gonna be minus 2229. Oh, that's top. Right is 2160, and bottom is gonna be 3840. Cool. So let's stop and restart. There we go. Huh. Wonder why that's not working. So I'll do Komorebi config. Oh, Komorebi config. Komorebi.json. Why are you not loading? At line 40, column 3. Right. Malformed JSON. Bane of my life. You know, we can try this in the foreground. Yeah, that's working. Cool. So I'll do Komorebi C start WHKD. If I can type. Alright, so now if I look in this state, I don't expose that in the state, do I? Maybe we should expose that in the state to be able to validate what's going on. Yeah, I think we should. Alright, let's expose that in the state as well. Where are we? Window manager state. Pub monitor index preferences option hash map. I think it was usize and rect. There we go. Which means here I need to add. God, my mind just blanked. What did I call it? Monitor index preferences. Monitor index preferences lock clone. How's that? All right, let's install. Something is wrong. Option from. Wait, do these need to be? Well, it can be empty as well, right? So I don't necessarily think we care about that here in the state. All right. Let's start again. Komorebi C state. There we go. Then we have our monitor index preferences, just as we had described in our configuration file. I think this is a pretty good day's work. So let's just run the formatter again. And we can start putting together a commit message for this issue. Yep. Yep. That's okay. That's all okay. Nice. This is probably just formatting crud. So this is gonna... How should I do the commit message? What is config? Okay, feet. Config, add monitor index prefs. Yeah, choose static. This commit adds and monitor index references key to the static config schema, which was missed during the initial rollout of the static configuration files. To help with testing, these indexes have also been exposed on the state struct. Yeah, no breaking changes. This does. And then I think this is going to resolve issue 522. Let's tidy that up. And let's push. That is now closed. I'll leave a little message here. This has now been added on the master branch and will be part of the next version release. Ta-da! Oh. Man, my Espanso stuff changed again. Is it sell? Do you have it here? Yes, you do. Let's give that an exclamation mark to go along with the ta-da. All right, that took us 30 minutes, way longer than I thought that was going to take. Yeah, so much for estimation and time and planning. All right, so before we wrap up, I want to give a special shout out to the sponsors of this project. Thank you to Dylan, Maxwell, Brady, Alex, Julian, and Hisayuki for your ongoing support. I appreciate it very, very, very much. If you too would like to become a sponsor, you can hit on any of the sponsor buttons. It'll take you to this page. Even if you sponsor for $1 a month, it makes a very big difference to me, and I appreciate it very, very much. If you are not in a position to be able to sponsor, the next best thing that you can do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are now at 433 subscribers, so I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so that I can start getting a little bit of that ad revenue. That's a nice passive way to support the project, and as you can see, all of the most popular videos are related to Komorebi, and I'm always putting up new tutorials whenever there are new features and videos that I make in response to questions when people are having trouble. So please go ahead and hit subscribe. You're probably watching this video on YouTube, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I hope that whatever you do today, you will have a great, great day. I hope to see you all back here next time, but for now, goodbye.